During a game, what frustrates you?
What?
What frustrates you?
I think I should be hitting better than I am.
Okay.
And for defense, I am never in the right place.
Okay.
And I spaz a lot. And I make up for my lack of like reading,
Okay.
spatial flexibility, and reaction.
Okay.
And I think if I had just better form, I would get to like sometimes even when I get to the ball, I shoot it. But if I had reform, it would have gone.
Are we talking about servicing or
Yes. I think servicing a little bit better.
Okay.
But I still like swing a lot.
Okay.
I overrun balls when I was jumping. I broad jump
Yeah.
and these last 2 months I've been working my hands out and not getting it opened up and snapping, which I think has been better. But also should be have learned it.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot. My arms aren't working.
Um, yeah, I feel like I wasn't getting better for a long time. Until like recently when I really sat down and started thinking about things slowly.
Yes. Yes. Think about the intricacies of what you're doing in your approach.
Yeah.
Like which step did I take first?
And I
Like
do
the
know,
distance.
what to do in theory, but it is hard to practice in scrimmages,
Yeah.
which is another thing.
Well, so when you go to tournaments, do you go to fours tournaments or do you go to like the tournaments with sixes?
Both, but mostly fours.
Most important.
Um, sixes is, you know 9-man in the summer?
Yeah.
So I play 9-man.
Yeah, and that's sixes.
That's sixes.
Yeah.
And then we have some co-ed. Oh.
Oh yeah.
We have some, oh my god! Wait.
We look really good right now.
We're professionals. Okay. There's like co-ed sixes tournaments. It's like men's height. Girls are usually center or libs, but I usually play outside.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of a BS. But I have to play front row, right?
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad. I really bad at taking things behind me with my hands also.
Okay. Okay, good to know.
As my service team, I rarely use my hands, almost never. Oh my god, I'm really bad at aiming my hips.
Oh, don't worry.
I open pass a lot. Oh, I jerk a lot.
Oh, on the pass you come up.
If it's a hard driven ball, I'm gonna go like this.
Okay.
Versus absorbing.
Oh, are you doing that because you're tracking the ball and you don't find out you're finding out where the ball's at last minute?
I'm not sure.
Because I feel like if you're jerking, you're like, the ball's coming here, you put your platform here, jerk. Right?
It could be that. I haven't analyzed it enough.
Okay.
Am I sitting too far back?
Slightly.
Oh my god.
Okay, so here's the thing with your swinging, right?
Yeah.
You kind of, you're kind of waiting, and because of these high balls, we're in this situation, right? We're not doing like an approach, right? So you're not going through like a usual routine where you go stepping, then approaching and jumping, right? Even here, we gotta show like some type of form when it comes to hitting. straight up and swinging down.
Yeah.
Because I think what you're thinking about is accuracy.
Yeah.
Is you want to make sure that
Goes towards
it
you.
goes towards me. But then you're kind of not using every part of your body to actually do a full swing.
Okay.
So I want you to practice to always do it no matter what. Even if you hit inaccurately, and you need to make that mistake to get to the right thing that you want to get to. Right?
Okay. I will try that, but letting you know, I have a hard time controlling my power, so
Yeah.
it will go kind of fast.
No. So that's the thing, right? We don't need to hit hard. We just need to show the form, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Just naturally, like,
Yeah.
it will go kind of fast.
right? So like every time when I toss, right, you always see me. I go up here, and I come back here. I put it back here. And I'm always like up, swinging over.
Okay.
Translates to your hitting as well, of course. And then also like to.
Okay. I mean, expect that it's gonna be bad.
That's not bad. Do you feel when you swing, when you come up here, do you feel the compression of your shoulder blades?
No.
You want to
I
try
feel
to
the turn of my hips or
Okay.
of my waist. I don't always feel the like.
Okay. Do you ever get like shoulder problems?
Not usually.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's good then. Okay. Yeah, rotation is good, but I want you to feel like you're bringing your chest up, right? You're like kind of like as if you're taking a deep breath, right? You're bringing your shoulders and upper body up, and then when you extend your bow or your when you open up, you feel your shoulder blades kind of compressing up here. So when you're coming up, you feel just some slight of push on your back when you come over here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right?
So it feels really weird, and I feel like it won't get really.
It's okay to feel like you're exaggerating,
Okay.
because then when you actually do it in play, you're not going to do it,
Oh.
right?
Okay.
Yes, you want to feel like you're kind of, you see how just like, well, I'm wearing a blue shirt.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're just feeling this compression in your back, right?
Okay.
Toss, compression, and then over.
Okay.
This way, it keeps your body and like kind of like your muscle memory function to be up rather than down, right? Because a lot of times people can find themselves going down here, and then now they're not doing a full rotation because their bodies already feels down here, so they just do a little rotation to the swing, and they can't get on top of the ball. But if we rise up, you know, our elbow has to come up, our hand has to be behind our head, and our hand has to go over. Okay.
I do get away with it for being like pretty flexible shoulder-wise.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
That's why like I probably didn't learn the right more.
Okay.
I should learn the right.
Yeah, it might take some time to, your timing might be off because now you're exaggerating, right? But it's still be fun.
Okay. And that was definitely because I'm flexible.
And that's great. That's great. I have a girl on my 13th team.
Yeah.
Her name's Vivian, and she's a gymnast.
Yeah.
Right? She is doing flips and windmills and just dancing all over the court.
Yeah.
Not just like when the ball's not in play, when the ball's in play.
Yeah.
Right? In a tournament, right? She'll be like passing a ball when she dives, and she'll do like a somersault and like the scorpion where the legs come over, and I'm just like, what are you doing, bro?
It's in her defense, it's easier to do that.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah. And I think it's totally fine. It really shows a lot of athleticism, right? And you can get to levels. You can get to levels in volleyball a lot quicker than others because of that prior experience or flexibility.
But like,
but the thing is, what we want to do is be playable, right? Not only do we want to get a good pass, we want to be able to continue playing volleyball.
and be out of other people's way.
Yeah.
I do try to get up faster, but sometimes like to get a ball, I'll be like,
Yeah. That's fine. Sweet.
thank you. All your cooking, you know? Oh, sorry. Oh no. You're not.
I mean, were you kind of thinking of, oh, should I set it or should I hit it? Or did you know you were gonna hit that?
I knew I was gonna hit it, but I knew my placement was wrong.
Yeah, I
So
think you're kind of late in your form, right?
yeah, it was too far back.
Okay, no.
Or I didn't adjust to it, so that was my bad. So I feel like my good form, I would have found that up. Cause I got to it.
You got to it. I think you need to kind of think about scooping rather than the fisting.
Okay.
I think that will.
But I got it here. So like,
So not only am I saying like what you did with your hand,
Oh.
but the motion,
oh.
right? So if you came up and did like it's called like a reverse hit,
Yeah.
hitting from below rather than your normal arm swing.
Yeah.
That's the motion you need.
That's what people meant by scooping?
Yeah.
People have told me this for a long time. They're like, you should try scooping. It's not like I have the same issue.
Right? So like if you toss the ball way out here, right? I'm coming up or
Or yeah.
it's scooping. Obviously the ball is going a lot faster, right? So it's more like you're scooping this way rather than up.
So sideways?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty advanced technique, especially if we're trying to be accurate, because this just looks crazy sometimes, right? But when you really get it, and obviously if you hit your wrist, like there's nothing you can really do about it. You just gotta hope that the angle just works, right? Or you gotta hope you got flat wrist. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the aim is to hit your palm,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Because I do think I'm fast enough to get it with my platform.
Yeah.
But in that case, if I'm fast enough to get with one, I should get with two.
Yeah, so it's that decision making, right?
Yeah.
We're all trained to hit our platform here. But the ones that go out here, it's like we want to hit our platform, but is that gonna give us an accurate pass?
Yeah.
Right? It might not, right? So that's why we resort to this big flat platform on our hands.
Ooh.
Right? The ones that are hard to reach, our hands can get there before our wrists.
Okay. Oh my god, when people said scooping, I thought they meant like, because this is sometimes what they do.
Oh yeah. I mean that's the same idea.
I didn't realize it was like, they meant, I understand it, okay.
If they
This is for like really fast things, like you hope and pray.
This is indeed like scooping, but when I say scooping out here, it's a different motion.
Okay.
It's like it's doing this here, right? You see how it's like a
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It's a little bit different here because here we're like lifting. because it's a hard to run ball, they don't really care about it.
Oh, I just did that. Sorry.
Oh, it was a little bit.
No. It's like I was like, "Ooh, good contact," and then it went away.
Okay, you want to do some servicing? Oh, wait, no, you're right?
I want to get better at volleyball. So anything.
Okay, cool.
Servicing, defense, setting, hitting, communication, reading, everything.
Okay. So earlier I asked you, like, when I asked you, like, oh, do you mainly play fours and sixes? The way I'm going to teach you defense is going to be in a six format.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to be no back or?
As an outside, you're pretty much anywhere. So
Yeah.
we'll just work on this right here.
Sure.
And you're mostly receiving floats, right?
Yes. I think tops are hiking easier.
Huh?
Tops are hiking easier. You just have to get there.
Well, yeah, and you're also getting, like, not a good top server problem.
Yeah. If they're really good, like it's done them.
Yeah.
But
Okay, here we go. Just see what
okay, okay. I get it. Chill. I got it.
Also, keep in mind, like, maybe that ball isn't yours,
But
right?
it is mine.
But, so, like, the reason why I'm saying it is if you do get a shank off of a ball that's like that, don't worry about it.
Yeah. What's easy enough? Like, another one. Okay, I got it.
So here's an immediate fix that we can do, right? Okay. So, have you heard of, like, separation?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, so I think those last two balls you got here, right? You feel like you're in here.
Yeah.
You're kind of in your body, right? And you have to push up, right? So the idea about serve receive, especially full serves, is separation from your top line to the hand.
Get it out.
So you always want to stay neutral and even slightly back forward. Pass the ball in front of you, so you get the separation here. The reason why is because there's more room to play if you're from here than when you're coming out here and you're receiving here. Because then now you have less room to play here.
Yeah.
Right? So it's always best to stay neutral, obviously. I want the less wide your feet, I feel like, okay, it might be a bad thing as a coach to say it, but the less wide your feet, the better. Because I think a lot of players tend to come out for they split step and they get too wide. And then now they can't move as much. Right? So I always try to stay shoulders width. And you can obviously squat, right? You can always drop the knee, right? Put down here, right? But the last one we want is like, you split step. So you do a jump, you do a hop before the contact.
I've heard this term, I don't know if I do.
Okay, so like someone's about to serve, right? Right before contact, a lot of girls and volleyball, they do this.
Actually, I probably do that.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay.
So with that split step, you saw how
Like
I'm like widening my thing a little bit. It's okay for certain parts of volleyball, but I tend to rather like try your best to stay within your shoulder play width,
Oh,
right?
my knees buckle and my ankles collapse.
It's fine.
Okay. So that's why.
Oh, that's why you go wide.
Because-
Oh, you mean like
because my-
this wide?
Like I can do this, but like if I stand up, like if I bend, the knees go in.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
No, that's completely fine. No, like if you can sit like this is totally fine too. If you can dig a ball here, that's still great. Because from here, I have so much room.
Okay.
But rather than here, I'm like wobbling.
Okay.
Right?
So as long as I can like stay centered around my shoulder.
Yeah, I just like actually, I prefer your knees to be more in than out.
Okay.
Right? If you can be neutral here, that's great. But if you have to be here, that's fine. Because at least here, you have this foothold here to extend and play ball. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I don't do this, even though this is comfortable.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I do know that if I'm ever off a little bit, it's overpass, which is why, like,
Okay.
I think the separation is a very good thing for me.
Yeah.
Or I'll try it out. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, here's another thing. Here's another thing. You just noted overpassing, right? You will always overpass here unless it's a perfect pass. Right?
Yeah, so
You're never gonna pass short in this position.
Yeah.
Right? Unless it's like a bad angle and it goes straight down.
Yeah.
Right? If you're out here, we have cushioning.
Yeah.
Right? Here we have no cushioning.
Yeah.
And then also when we're here, we get more fear.
Yeah.
And now we're here, we're jumping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right here, if we're jumping, like we can still extend,
Okay.
right, and separate our body from the platform.
I think one of the reasons why service is slow is because I run to it and then I'm like, oh shoot, the ball's actually here and now I'm gonna get it.
Yes.
Versus if I just waited a little bit or like got used to a different angle.
That is literally all 12 of my players on my third team. Here's another thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. I'm sorry.
No, I want to hear everything.
I'm a big fan of Japanese volleyball.
Yeah.
And what I see a lot, so first of all, we're already a little bit too wide. But here's another thing. I want to be as relaxed as possible. Try to be relaxed. It's slight bend, hands down. Not even, I don't need this, right? I want to be like just kind of in this vicinity right here, right? Where we can come out like this, right? We can still separate here, right? But what happens when we're really low and we're like this, right? We feel like we're closer to the floor than we are, and that makes us want to come forward more. And that also makes us turn into this where we're kind of like coming down like this, and this forces our dive. Right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So trying your best to stay upright and relaxed.
Okay.
It's a lot better. So I like when you touch the floor.
This is just like getting me ready.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. But I prefer you to be more neutral, right? And ready for anything that can come up here as well.
Yeah.
And not only that, you see a short ball, your point of view from the ball is a lot farther, so you can force yourself to take a step forward and get to the ball rather than just reaching.
Okay.
And then, oh yeah, about the hands. When your hands are out here, a lot of girls find themselves creating their platform, coming down, and then tapping. Right?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Because if we're out here, right, we're not gonna create a platform and tap up here.
Yeah.
We're gonna create our platform and we'll go back down. So that's why to mitigate that extra movement, we just stay close to our body and it's just shoot out. So it's not motion.
Okay.
Just shoot out.
Thank you for explaining that because people have. I run like this sometimes. But I was like, I never know how to not do that, and it's because my hands are already here.
Because you see,
Yeah.
you're coming out here, you're gradually just bring your platform together.
My hands are here.
If you're here, yeah, you're gonna be running.
Yeah.
You're gonna be running.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a great point. Yeah, like when you come out here, we come out here, we always put our platform out at the last second. Okay.
Because people have told me a lot of these things, but just not in as many details and ways that I could understand.
Yeah.
Like I understood it, but I couldn't do it. And I didn't know why. So I'm like, why can't I do it?
Alright. Nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed.
I got it. That was so
Right?
weird.
So our bodies are here, and then we tap here.
Yeah. I was like, wait.
Like, granted, that was a pretty good flow on my part, so
Yeah.
it was kind of confusing, right? But we got it. So it's a lot of just tracking, right? When we're tracking the ball, we're not putting our platform out until the last second, right?
Okay.
We're tracking. We could bring our platform right here like this,
Yeah.
right? But we're tracking, then coming out. Tracking, then coming out. sprinter, right? Shuffling is really, really great, right? So we're tracking the flows coming this way. Here. Okay. Try your best to be in your best passing position.
Okay.
So like, if we could probably agree, our best pass is probably like right here, right? I can get my best pass like right here,
Yeah.
right? So we want to be in this position or near it every time we get a service seat, right? This is only for service seat,
Yeah.
right? Digging service.
Okay.
It's just whatever it is. So we see a ball coming to our left. We always try to find ourselves in that prime spot as much as possible. Okay?
Okay.
And that's the result of quick feet. Did we know where the ball was going to fall before we contacted it?
We thought it was like I knew I overpassed it,
Okay.
but I didn't know like I was praying that it wouldn't.
Try your best to find the slot, stop, and then hinge.
Okay.
Separation. Key point is separation when it comes to service seat, right? We get to a spot, and the only thing that's moving at contact is this. Does that make sense?
You don't use your legs.
No.
Okay.
It's a bit of like a myth-busted thing about using your legs. Coach will say, use your legs.
Yeah.
Like a lot of service speed is getting the perfect pass. Right? The perfect pass is synonymous to a toss. Right? When someone says toss to me, you're gonna toss to them like this. Right? What am I doing with my popcorn, right? I'm doing a toss, right? I'm not using much of my body, right? Obviously, if you're farther away, I would have to use some more, but this is the center, right? The center, I can just, without using my body at all, take it to me, just like that, right? So it's the same thing when we translate it into our pass. There's gonna be a lot more momentum because we're bumping the ball, right? So there isn't that much movement that we need to bring the ball to the center. We just need to move our pocket, right? So we're out here. But you know, all I'm doing is tossing it to you. I'm just tossing it to you, right? No need to move my body at all, right? In that example, there's not much momentum because it's not served,
So what
right?
did I do wrong in that last one? That went slightly.
So you came up, and it was complete happy feet down, right? You're coming up,
Yeah.
right? I want you to try to find a spot, stop, and then pass.
Should I stop even if I'm not in the ideal spot?
Let's do it. Let's do it now,
Okay.
where we can make mistakes, and then you can adjust later on. Right?
So even if I'm in the wrong spot, just stop.
Yeah, just stop and try to do that last ditch effort to pass it up, right? Using just your separated pockets.
Okay. I got it.
Better.
Hey.
Good. A lot more control there.
Yeah.
A lot more
I feel like I have a lot more time.
So much time.
Yeah.
And can we get some distance, some height?
Okay. Hey. Albert, not it.
It's fine.
Me.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no.
like that. Okay. That's great. I like that. I like the move we made there. That's something I wish all my girls did. Right? That knee. That's really good, right? And it's the same thing. You come out here, kneel first, then pass. Right?
okay at that. Or I never thought that. I don't think I'll have a problem with that.
Okay, good. 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 I like that you use both knees, right? You get lower. Get lower. That's good.
Did I jerk?
Huh?
I felt like I jerked that way.
Good.
Okay.
We're also in our body. Separate. Right? From here to here. We're still standing straight up a little bit.
How do I not? Do I have to bend? Do I just?
So if we're already down here, right? Look at my back.
So stay low the whole time.
Yeah. You want to try your best to stay low. Move everything down here can go crazy,
Yeah.
right? Up until the contact, right? But up here, all this needs to be as controlled as possible.
Okay.
Right? So obviously, like, the hardest part about a serve receive is depth, right? We don't know if it's short or deep, right? Especially I'm serving right after you, right? That's totally fine, right? So finding our feet in the right position to pass, right? The setter is typically on our right, right? So let's move our body aiming to the right.
Do you want me to face him?
So I want you to be as controlled and neutral as possible up until the point where you come out like here. Now we need to aim our shoulders to our setter, right?
Okay.
Okay. It's great for tough serves, and you find yourself here, right? And then you have to tilt your shoulder, right? Your platform. You have to create this angle because obviously you don't want to give them a table.
Yeah.
A table that bounces off, right? Right. Setters over here. When you come out here, we make the angle drop the shoulder because we want our shoulders towards our target, right? But this is like a suboptimal pass. If we can get our body here already, right? Then that's great, right? It's that last ditch effort where we have to be like, oh, I'm almost there, ball's here. Okay, I'm almost there. This is where I drop my shoulder.
Okay.
Right? But like I said, we still want to be in our good zone, our green zone right here.
Okay.
Patience.
Overrated.
Patience. I think those serves that are straight on, wait for the ball to like almost reach the net
Before
before
moving.
you move.
What if it's really short?
Obvious ones are obvious.
Okay.
That's fine. Right? We still get on our knees, we can still get up, right? At least we're not that. it's like when should we use it? When should we not?
Okay.
Kind of thinking, right?
Okay. So try to not use it.
Try
We
not
don't
to.
need to use it.
You don't need to.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way.
We don't need to.
I think
We're so good.
we're launching a little bit quick. I think a lot of it is like keeping our weight forward and then feeling like we can just take the first step because we're falling forward a bit, right?
Okay.
Rather than the reason why I'm saying that is because we can just like an approach, right? We start slow to fast, right? That first like if we know that short, we're reacting to the short, right? That first step doesn't need to be like a sprint, right? We're here, we're like oh that, right? So that we can figure out where to be after that first step.
That makes so much sense.
That first-
Like sometimes I'm going and I'm like, wait, I can't slow down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just imagine you have 70% of your weight forward, right? And then when you know it's short, you take that first step as like I'm prepared to go wherever from here, right?
Yeah.
And then we slowly, not slowly, right? We make a decision on that first step, that first slow step.
Yeah.
And then we commit to where the ball is, right?
Okay. Wait, that makes so much sense. Because I'm definitely fast enough where like I keep overrunning stuff.
Yeah.
So if I just slow down and sped up, it
Yeah.
would be good.
Yeah,
timing.
you are explosive,
Okay.
right? You are explosive. You have a lot of athletic ability to sprint and get to the spot,
Yeah.
right? But now we're just like false starting, right?
Yeah.
Let's take some time. We can still take that step, right? But here, this is like a power step. Like we can just come out here, right? We can come out here, right? But we need to just be prepared for where the ball's gonna be. If we're just immediately going here, right? Because we think that the ball's gonna be over here, it can't always be correct.
Okay. Okay. A lot of things to think about. It'll come. Mine.
Better. I think your movement's a lot better. Now we're just trying to find that angle, right?
Yeah.
We're out here.
That was up here.
Yeah.
And I hit it here. It's okay. I got the feedback. One thing. Mine.
My fault.
That was an overpass. Okay, look.
It wasn't your ball, don't worry.
Still, I should be able to get that. We're fast enough. Wait.
Okay? Angles, right? Angles.
Wait. That was weird, but I think that was right.
It's somewhat right up until your ankle, right?
So,
So
I felt kind of off, but it felt like I did the right thing.
I think you're taking that literal toss mechanic a little bit too literally, right? Where we can always just toss. Like I feel like you were trying to swing the pass to the center,
Yeah.
rather than just creating the angle,
Shoulder. Okay.
right?
When you say shoulder, is it like,
So I want you to imagine shoulders are kind of shrugged, right? Chin is kind of tucked, right? Right? Chin is kind of tucked. And here is the straight angle, right? Instead of trying to do this to get it to the center, let's just do this, right? I want
shrugging?
we're shrugging, but like imagine this is my motion the entire time. It's a straight up and down. But what changes, look at me, is this, right? I'm still doing an up and down with my platform, but because I changed my angle of my shoulder, it's different. When I bring it back, I'm still going up and down, right? So when I'm out here and I want to set my pass to the center here, I'm angling here, passing up, right? Rather than scooping up to the center and keeping our shoulders neutral, right? So we come up here, we're here, right? When you did that run, right? This already kind of forces you to want to tilt. So just continue, right?